Hi. This is iGaming Accent, brought to you by SBC Eurasia. And here we are at season 2, episode 3. And before we dive into it, I want to welcome everybody to you. And before I introduce our today's guest, I want to remind you that most of you might already know that SBC is hosting next event in Tbilisi in 2026. It will be taking place on July 15th to 16th. And this is the fourth year that SBC is doing this event in Georgia. I've been on the last 3 and it is growing year by year. And we are welcoming all of you, and I'll be hosting some panels there and also welcoming all the guests there. Let's kick our 4th episode. And today I have a special guest, Mike Danshin. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Hello, Vaho. Nice to meet you. Everything is great right now. I'm in Armenia in good mood, so I hope the podcast will go just amazing.
I hope so as well. By the way, sunny Armenia is always a great place to be, and I love Armenia. Visiting it every time, it always brings a really good memories, because I was previously working for Acherbet, and they have a branch there, and I've been there for at least 6 or 7 times. And also I've taken few off tours to go around and explore. So right place to be right now. So Mike, we have a tradition to introduce all of our guests, but I'll let you introduce yourself. And also, let me give you a first thought about it. How did you end up in iGaming? What was your first steps? And how did you end up in Web3?
Good question, Vaho. Thank you for it. First of all, hello, everyone. My name is Mike Danshin. I'm Chief Marketing Officer at 1 Crypto. And what does it mean? It means that I'm in charge of full stack of crypto marketing communications, starting with acquisition, such as crypto campaigns, and then social media, then special crypto networks such as Brave, Search, CoinZilla, Blockchain Ads, and so on. And then, of course, crypto ambassadors, influencers, listings, search optimization, and so on and so on. At 1 we work in different geos, 20 plus geos, but our main countries are South Korea, Latin America, and India. And every geo has its own playbook, and I'm in charge of all of them. Regarding iGaming and my experience in this industry, well, I've been in iGaming for almost 10 years, and my first project was a social casino called Betting Insider. And at that period of time, there was no such a term as social casino or social betting. And we were doing some things that were really new for the industry, and nobody really had a playbook for such things. As an example, how to measure ROI on affiliate partnerships with practically no information about it. Then we tried to count the percentage of VIP players that drive the main revenue, 80-20 rule and so on. Today, it looks very simple and it's a basic question right now, but back in 2017, 16 even, for an affiliate website and for that period of iGaming, that was really new. So I can say that this product was ahead of time. And after that, I had experience in sports betting, in land-based casino, then in gambling, and right now in crypto gambling. I enjoy our industry because I'm a huge sports fan, betting fan, and a gambling fan. So I can say that I work in a space that I enjoy and I live my work. And recently I thought if one day if I probably end up my career in a different niche, but I really can't see that will be happening soon. But if it happens, I will still follow iGaming, all influencers in iGaming, all ambassadors, because I really love it. And
from what I understand, you've been on all sides of the coins. So you started from the traditional one, you started from the social casino, as I understand, then you moved to the traditional one, then you moved to the land-based, then you moved to the sports book, then you moved to the crypto. So you've been on all the sides of, let's say, from the driver's seat of the different types of casinos. And I think that will encourage too many people that is a right choice, because people should see all the different parts of iGaming, not only from the traditional side, but also the crypto side, and see what it fits. But I think that I caught an interesting part, because you are a sports fan at the same point, and I think that is a real big differentiator from all the traditional CMOs that I see. That if people love the product and leave the product they are, let's say, promoting, selling, marketing, branding, that really hits the insights, because people should know what is happening within the product and what is happening behind the product. What are the emotions that people are feeling? So I really caught that, and that's really good for you.
Yeah, I can share one piece of
Yeah.
my personal experience. As an example, recently, a week ago, I tried a new crypto casino by myself, and this is one of our competitors. And I really had bad experience because when I won some money, I went to the withdrawal page. It took several hours for the first withdrawal. That's okay. But after the withdrawal, I received $10 or $15 less than the real amount. And I asked the support what's happening. And they told me that this is a gas fee. But I know that the gas fee in crypto is much lower. It's $2, $3, $4. So that's not a scam, to be honest. But for me, from a marketing perspective and for a user perspective, that looks like mm, not a 100% fair deal.
Totally agree. And also, I think that what you mentioned is also a little bit, how to say, we are trying to make it seem fine that the payment is late for 4, 5, or even 1 day or 2 days. But I think that most of the people are in a stage when they wait for it instantly. So when they do deposit, it should be instant. And when they do withdrawal, it should be also instant, because we need to trust the casinos that we are playing on, and we need to be sure that our funds are in secured and in transparent way arriving into our wallet and are received from our wallet. So I think that also gives you a little more edge how you can differentiate from your competitors. But before we jump to the competitors, to KPIs and so on, what I really want to focus on, personally never worked in crypto space, and that has been always, let's say, shames as a marketing guy coming to this industry. Can you little bit more tell me what you see as the main, let's say, differentiators, and what, let's say, what made you move from Web 2 to Web 3? Forced the shift for you, and what was that I'm gonna get this as well?
Yeah, I've made this shift several years ago. At that period of time, I worked for an official betting company, and I realized that Web2 iGaming is very slow. Lots of approvals, long implementation cycles. Innovation moves really slow. And crypto is the opposite. It's very speedy, few barriers. And when you got a taste of that pace, going back to the traditional Web2 industry, I believe it's not an option.
So timing is much more important in Web3, as I understand, and also it's much more liberal, right? So you don't need like 10 different departments approving like one marketing message in order for it to go live. And I think that for marketing guys, that is like a heaven to be in.
Yeah, for sure. And also, crypto is available all across the world. So you can target on practically every geo. And that's a huge opportunity for me as well.
Got it. What about the differences between, like, you've been the CMO on both sides, right? So you've been CMO in crypto and you've been CMO in traditional iGaming. Like, are they really two different worlds, or are they like little bit more similar, or how like give us like your high level shot at it? Like, is it too much different or is it not?
I can say that the difference is maybe 20-25%. There are a few real differences, starting with channel mix, marketing mix. It's really more narrow, but it's deeper. In traditional gaming, you have big, surface, a large number of channels such as Facebook, Google. You can rely on large affiliates. But unfortunately, in crypto, you can set up Facebook campaigns as well. But there are some specific channels that work better, such as Telegram, such as Twitter, Discord, crypto ad networks, as I've already mentioned, CoinZilla, blockchain ads, and so on. Of course, listings on crypto media, influence marketing, basically. The range of influencers that are promoting only crypto projects is really big. In my team is structured, I can say, not by geo, but by the channel. So that's the first real difference. And the second, I can say, it's all about speed. It's much faster, no delays in decisions. For example, one decision can take several days, but not weeks. Fast implementation, and that's really cool for me. But in terms of key marketing performance indicators, they're practically the same. So basically, it's REC to FTD ratio, the number of FTDs, gross gaming revenue, and so on.
LTVs and CPCs and so on, everything is the same. I think that one thing that I would love to ask more is that you said that in crypto, the team is not structured by the vertical, but by the media, right? So by the advertising media. So you have more like a specially assigned person per media or per media buying. Like you have a community manager, you have a crypto blockchain buying media, like affiliate managers and so on, and not like a standard, let's say, digital marketing brand manager, designer, and like design department and so on. So that is also quite interesting. And I think that like many CMOs or CEOs that are listening right now should listen to their CMOs that it needs in crypto to be structured a little bit different, and traditional way of approach to it won't work there.
We tried to structure our department by geos or by big regions such as Latin America or India, but soon we realized that there are practically no guys in our industry who can run campaigns in Facebook, then do good quality affiliate marketing, that they can work with Twitter and Discord as well. So it's much easier to differentiate by a marketing channel for a crypto casino.
I think that's where most of the mistakes are made in this space is how everything is structured regarding the approach and strategy from the crypto side to the acquisition and to the retention. And like marketing fundamentals tells us something different, but from your point of view, how do crypto native ecosystems change over time, like in last few years that you've been here? And what's the, like, let's say, your daily focus on acquisition versus retention efforts? Can you little bit like make me an insight into what's happening within your thinking process and how do you structure all this?
Thank you for that question. That's, to be fair, one of the most important questions for me right now, because I believe that one day, and I believe that they will be very soon, that artificial intelligent agents, they will kill the traditional media buying, because I believe that classic player acquisition is quite mechanical. And you just find a user, then calculate cost of acquisition, calculate lifetime value, scale, or cut the marketing channel, and that's practically it. So, but when you are trying to build a crypto ecosystem, what do I mean by a crypto ecosystem? Crypto casino, then token staking, then token holder utilities, NFT, and so on and so on. That means that one acquisition, one player gives you multiple relationships. As an example, one user can be a player, a token holder, and NFT holder or NFT staker. And some people, for example, they just they don't enjoy gambling, but they can be token holders of crypto casinos, because staking of crypto casino token can be very valuable. So,
To be honest, I'm one of them, and I also hold an Few NFTs, yeah. I'm not gonna mention the casinos that I hold that in, but believe me that I have 2 NFTs and few tokens in one of the casinos. And your
Well,
example is the right one from my point of view as well. So you are on point. Different users, different user types, and different relationship to each and every one.
yeah, and I believe it's really easy to guess the casino because right now there are 5 or 6 gambling tokens, and that's it.
Yeah, to be honest, not too much to pick from, and that is also some kind of like a good niche to be in. But at the same time, like the bar is raised quite high with that few casinos that we have in mind right now.
And the worst thing for crypto casinos is the total market cap of all crypto tokens is about $1 billion. So that's a really small amount of money, I believe, because recently Financial Times wrote that the total gross gaming revenue of all crypto casinos is $81 billion. That's fake information, but nevertheless, okay, let's estimate 20 or 30 billion dollars total gross gaming revenue of all crypto casinos. But we see that crypto gaming tokens are very undervalued. So I believe
There is
it's a good
big room to
investment for
grow.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, so far so good. I'll
That's not a
hit it
financial
3 times.
advice, by the way.
Yeah, of course, like we never do a financial advice here, but so far it's been good. Let's not focus on that, but let's make one step back because from what I learned and what is important from my point of view, and I really want to ask you about it from the inside, how it works, because what I learned is that community building is a real important thing for crypto casinos. Everybody is trying it, at least. Some of them are great at it, and some of them are using it to even have like an attraction and have like replaced almost like their affiliate or their paid media because they are investing a lot in their community building. What's your approach regarding that? What is the, let's say, share of the community in terms of your whole marketing ecosystem, and how much do you focus on it?
Unfortunately, in 2026, crypto communities, they cannot fully substitute paid affiliate marketing, such as Facebook and Google. Maybe not fully or not yet, but what community does, that it is making lower your acquisition costs time over time. Some channels are unavailable for paid buying, such as Twitter. You just cannot run Twitter ads for a iGaming product and even for iGaming token. Then Discord, then same goes to Telegram. No crypto casino ads in Telegram, at least officially. So, well, to be honest, it should be a marketing mix, both of crypto social media and crypto marketing paid channels. Can say that community works when people they have reasons to stay beyond one deposit. So players with history, they want to establish relationships with your brand. But of course, there are some guys, many guys from India, they are so-called airdrop hunters, bonus hunters, and they just disappear after you're stopping the airdrop. So for me, yeah, it should be a marketing mix, both of performance channels and community channels.
So based on that, like how to say, what is the hype in the crypto and what is sustainable long-term marketing strategy in crypto right now? So what do you focus for the long term and also compensate on a short-term notices? Can you a little bit give me insight into your thinking there as well?
Well, it's a tough one. First of all, I can say we do not rely on any kind of hype because such things as token pumps, crypto headlines, they are all unsustainable. And 6 months after the token pump, nobody will play at your product without proper marketing, without proper community building. Let's mention luck.io. I don't want to speak much about our competitors, but they are closing their product, so I believe I can. And that's a really innovative product. on-chain gambling and lots of hype on launch. And right now, yeah, they announced that they are shutting down. And that's the crypto cycle. Crypto cycle
Mhm.
based on hype and so-called pumps. So same goes to some projects with high RTP. You know that several crypto brands, they are trying to push 99% RTP, 100%
Yeah,
RTP
and
strategy.
100% RTPs as well. Yeah. They are
Yeah,
using it like an acquisition, let's say, or a marketing message, but I really didn't understand a long-term, let's say, vision of that because it cannot be sustained in long term, in my point of view.
yeah, for sure. But if we don't speak about investments, what is, I know, the math behind it? And some products, they really look generous on paper, but you should count the economics properly. And if you don't understand what your traffic channels actually deliver in terms of quality, you will just run away your money and that's it. So the most difficult thing in iGaming, I believe, is to fix the broken economy. And if such products, they are already starting with a broken economy, then okay, good luck. Good luck to them, really.
I think that what should be there from my understanding, and I'm not really well aware of what is happening in crypto. So I'm like a third party person there from the third eye view, is that everything should follow the track that it shouldn't be like dismissed in 6 months or 1 year. It should be a long term making it fundamentally good in order for it to last because that's from where genuine interactions, genuine trusts come from the customers as well. Because, like as you mentioned, like those Indian guys are coming and going as soon as their drop will finish, but the ones that are staying are the ones that are important and the ones that you need to build a relationship to. So I think that's like every approach should have like, will this be still actual in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and are this what we are building right now the same thing that will be like a long term impact, like this will leave a long term impact on our customers.
Yeah, I fully agree with
Okay.
you. And that's why retention is the most important metric for me, not
Mhm.
FTD and not even lifetime value, because it shows you the long term process, as I can say. And for example, yeah, recently we've got some marketing sources that delivered decent FTDs for really cheap price, but without proper retention. They were just airdrop hunters, bonus hunters, and so on.
Mhm.
And we have to do this because, you know, crypto traffic is much more expensive than traditional fiat traffic.
Yeah, it's around 3 times expensive, right? Or in that same range.
Depends on geo, to be honest, because in some countries, crypto adoption is not there yet. First of all, we speak about Africa, crypto adoption rate is very low, like 1%, 0.5%. But there are some countries where crypto is very widespread, such as Argentina and Turkey, and of course,
Mhm.
the Eastern Europe.
Like, let's imagine I want to start a crypto casino and I want to build an ecosystem around it. And I'm an experienced CMO. I've been around for a few years. Like, I've lost few years, like 2 to 3 years for different things, but I'm coming back to it. So, can you like walk me through when you look at the newcomer person stepping into the shoes of CMO and even like a founder stepping into building a crypto casino, what should he or she take into consideration and not miss out? Like, what are the first steps that it should be there in order for it to be transferred into the ecosystem?
Yeah, there are several layers. As a chief marketing officer, I would say that the product layer is the most important one. And for me, casino product is the basic, the foundation. So you should provide fast deposits, fast withdrawals, native crypto flow. And without this, your acquisition cost will be really huge. All friction, you should know that all friction really kills crypto iGaming faster than anything else. So the product side should be really native. But if we speak about the marketing side, then of course community and partnerships, especially crypto communities. As an example, recently we launched collaboration with Jupiter. It's one of the largest DeFi platforms on Solana. And we ran a marketing campaign for their users who can claim an airdrop or a bonus through the mobile app. So it's pure crypto native collaboration. And
Very cool.
we're trying to build such ecosystem and make the number of such collaborations more. And we're looking forward to run several new crypto collaborations as well. And I believe that's the kind of partnerships that you can run only in crypto, because traditional banking or traditional business, they just don't want to make partnerships with gambling, unfortunately.
Yeah, at all. And they don't want to promote anything, like even that they are associated with them and even that they are making a lot of money out of them. Like we've been thunderstruck about that too many times when I was on a casino side, because we were one of the big clients of the banking, but they didn't want to do any products with us or any collaboration with us or anything, because they were saying always that it's not that good for their brand. But as I hear, Mike, from you, like crypto direction is much more appealing to do this type of partnership. So that's really good way to grow both sides of the business together.
I can say, yeah, that crypto trading is pretty similar to iGaming. At least users, they have the same goals to become rich one day. They share similar dreams. So that's why crypto products are very open to such collaborations.
Okay, great. One simple thing is that I wanted to ask, as far as you are a sports fan, World Cup is approaching, and I want to know if you have a favorite team that you will cheer on during the World Cup.
Well, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of national teams. I support England because my favorite team is from the English Premier League. I support Everton and some guys of our club, Pickford. They will participate at this World Cup. But for me, that's not the most important event of the year. But of course, some traditional players that are not following all football tournaments, yeah, they will make gross gaming revenue of sports betting and casinos much better in June and July.
By the way, my next question was connected to this one, because you already mostly answered it, right? I really want to know, like, difference between traditional players and crypto players. Like, I wanted to incorporate that in the way that, as far as World Cup is coming, and from the fiat casinos, I can say that there is a big interest from the company side into preparing for the World Cup and pushing all the different campaigns, preparing all the products, updating the sportsbook, like pushing new additional positions and additional betting strategies, even launching predictions in some ways. How is that different in the crypto space? Is the crypto space like looking into it, like preparing for it? Is it like a biggest event for the crypto casinos, or is it just another day at the office?
Well, it's definitely not another day at the office, but I should mention the fact that the crypto player is not one person. So it's a portfolio of different behaviors that you have to segment and you have to target. For example, we have clear segmentations of users inside our user base by potential value and probability of becoming a so-called crypto player. And we divide them by hot players, warm players, and cold players. And hot players, that's a really small group, but with high deposit and high probability of becoming crypto. And for example, warm crypto players, they are valuable, but you need to send them some bonuses. You need to warm up them. And we have several groups, several segments, and we treat them differently. So, and more than that, it depends by geo, of course. For example,
Okay.
if your team will miss this World Cup, as Italy as an example, of course, the total number of bets will be lower than in, I don't know, in Mexico.
For example, yeah. So if the country qualifies for the World Cup, their bet for sure will be big, and that might be where the targeting should go and when the offers should fly into. So it won't be another day in office, Mike, as I understand.
But
Uh,
I enjoy it.
okay. Yeah, yeah, of course, like, we'll enjoy. I think that only downside is that I don't know if it's a downside or not, but in the time zones, you're in Armenia, I'm in Georgia, and we will have a little bit of hard time. Europe will have a little bit of hard time there, but we will manage to have a sleepless nights and on the second day arrive at the work in the full energy. At least this is what we promise our employees all the time. But all in all, let's see how it goes.
Yes,
One
I
question.
remember that matches on the group stage, they will finish around 6 or 7 a.m. But
Yeah,
when the World Cup will reach the quarterfinal, all games will be targeting on European audience as well, and they will finish
exactly.
maximum at midnight. So everything will be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. So, and they have structured it that the most important games are at the beginning of their
Mm.
like of their time. So there are three games per day, and the first game is like most important. The second is least, and the last game is the worst one. I'm not trying to offense anyone from any country, but that's how it is. And when the final stages will start, like quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, it will be at the beginning of the, let's
Mm.
say, when they do it. So it will be much more appealing for European audience where the majority of the watchers are coming from. So still good.
By the way, Vach,
Okay.
what do you think about the new format with 48 teams in the World Cup?
Okay. I think that we, like few podcasts ago, we were discussing about Formula One and how teams are like, there are lots of teams that want to be included as well, like more and more
Mm.
teams. Like, but already we are at the point that in Formula One, I'm just making a comparison there. So we have so many cars on the track that we cannot even keep up. And by adding two or three more, like if you add two groups there, it will be four more cars, so it will be like more than enough. But how I approached with the World Cup, as far as I'm Georgian, and like when this was announced, I was really keen on it because there
Mhm.
that gives more chance for us to qualify as well, and that gives more chances for the teams that have not played on the world arena to be matched with the let's say other teams that have a lot of experience and get a lot of experience out of it. So all in all, even though it might seem like a little bit greedy, it might be a little bit dragged, it might be feeling like that some of the matches won't be interesting, from my point of view it is still great to give a lot of teams much more exposure, much more discovery, much more, let's say, love that they can get and experience that they can get from the playing on the world stage. So that's like my approach. Unfortunately, we don't qualify. We qualify as well. We played such a great first two matches, but totally like blew up all the rest. But yeah, what about you, Mike?
But
How do you?
well, in terms of business, first of all, I believe that the total bet amount will be practically the same as 4 years ago. It will be just spread across 48 teams, but not 32. Because
Yeah,
for ordinary people, it's impossible to follow all these matches, especially on the group stage. But from a business perspective, for the FIFA, of course, this World Cup will be the most beneficial because of the United States. You know that the cheapest ticket for the final will be about $5,000. So
even more. If I remember,
even
like
more, yeah.
5,000 would be like sitting behind, I don't know, the sitting outside of the stadium,
Outside,
maybe.
yeah, in the restaurant.
Yeah, in the restaurant and watching it from the pub or something. Yeah, for sure. And FIFA has been like let's say, trying to evolve outside of the Europe into LATAM and not LATAM, but into the America as well. And I think that this will be their first try to really go there, like, and invest there as much as possible. So let's see. Yeah. But I'm happy that this is happening, because this is always a good time to cheer for the teams, even though they are not from our country, and also meet the friends and watch with them.
For sure, it's a great opportunity to have a party. But again, I don't think that that's the best move for FIFA, because after the World Cup, they will have 12, 15 stadiums in 3 countries, Mexico, the United States, and Canada. But I can't say that football is the number one sport in these countries. And
Yeah.
recently I visited Qatar, and after the 2022 World Cup, all their stadiums are empty. And I watched one game with Philippe Coutinho, really a huge, famous player. And the total attendance of that match was, I don't know, something around 500 spectators. So that's really funny.
I think that comes down to the question about the infrastructure. I remember that I was reading the research about the Olympics, and we had Olympics like a few months ago. Like, it was when it was hosted in Japan, all the almost like 99%, like 95% of the buildings that they had built were empty and abandoned. And also, if we take a look into the bidders from the countries into where Olympic Games want to be hosted, it really shrunk, and like only one or two countries are trying to get Olympic Games to their countries, because it's a big, huge investment in the infrastructure, and that infrastructure later, Mike, like you said, cannot be fully utilized after that. So it gets abandoned, it gets like derailed, and like nobody uses that. So let's see how it goes. Still, like, I think that big bet is that that sport will grow, and like that sport will grow so much in America that it will not be like number one, but at least number three, number two. But I'm still not sure about that too much. Let's see how it goes. So, Mike, I think that we are approaching our tradition right now. So we have a really, really cool tradition on our podcast that, like, I think that it was from the day one when we were just planning it. We have a tradition that our previous guests ask a blind question to our next guest. And also, you today will be asked. My last guest was Teresa from Toto Gaming, and she left you quite, how to say it, quite a challenging question that I will be asking you. And also, you are required to leave some questions to the next guests. So, without any ado, Teresa's question sounds like this, and I'll try to not change any wording from that. So, what was the biggest challenge that you overcame while working in the industry? And what was the biggest fail that you had?
That's a tough one. Thank you,
I
Teresa,
know.
for this question. For me, the biggest challenge is working in uncertainty. And as I've mentioned earlier, the performance marketing part is actually the easiest part of marketing, because you have a full data set of information, you have the marketing funnel, the unit economy, and you can easily model it. And again, that's why I believe the artificial intelligence will substitute this part of marketing very soon. And the hard part is the brand marketing and the other unique stuff, such as token, collaborations, then building ecosystems. You just cannot predict properly the effect of such collaborations. And you make decisions with way less information if we compare this with performance marketing. So that's the real skill in the industry, I believe. And this skill is not about running ads. And for the biggest fail, for me, it's trying to fit analytics on top of data that already existed instead of building
Definitely.
analytics properly from day one. And you just inherit, messy attribution, weird infrastructure, off-tracked sources, and then you spend months and months and months reviewing instead of deciding. Thus, without this information, you cannot decide properly. So for me, lesson is simple. Just first of all, create a clear analytic infrastructure, and after that, scale your marketing.
Okay, I'm not gonna even remember how hard it was to create a proper database and proper analytics from all the things that we wanted to see, and how hard it was to connect all the dots together. It took like 1 or 2 years even to get too close to what we wanted to see, like, because the data points are coming from different sources, combining them and showing them and making it so that each and every action is connected to each and every our reaction was really, really hard. So yeah, I think that's a big challenge here.
And for many small operators, I believe it's better to rely on white label solutions, not to
Exactly.
build something new from scratch.
I can say from my experience that if you don't really want to invest into it the time and the energy and the focus, just rely on the third party because it will be much easier for you to manage it. Yeah. Uh, okay. So for the closing notes, I really want your question for our next guest.
Yeah, my question for the next guest will be about underrated geos. And what do you
Okay.
think? Which underrated geos is worth focusing in 2026?
So, okay. By
Yeah,
the way, what do you think? Which one is the most underrated geo right now?
not geo, but a region for me, it's Middle East.
Middle East. Okay.
Yeah. And that's why many brands, first of all, land-based casinos, especially American ones, they are targeting and they are launching in Emirates,
Mm-hmm.
for example.
Okay.
It will be a
I
huge
think
hype
that's
in the next 5 years, I believe, regarding land-based casinos in Middle East. So,
yeah, and also they are legalizing it, and I think that first few licenses has been already claimed there.
sure, as far as I know, 4 or 5 licenses are already purchased so by foreign companies.
Yeah, of course. MGM was one of them. I just remember from the news that I saw. So that's all a really big signal for the all of our industry where the next, let's say, goal is hid. Okay, I think that was fun. At least we have to say that. And Mike, I'll be seeing you in Tbilisi because I know that you're coming here. So just for everyone, for me to remind that SBC Summit Tbilisi has been announced by SBC and SMH Global, and it will take place on 15th and 16th July in Tbilisi. This is fourth edition. I think that people from around already a whole world will gather here because I've seen too many people coming here because this is really good place to visit, good place to be, like easy access and everything. And also lots of deals to be made. And one thing is that early bird tickets are already available, so you can grab your own. And to wrap up today, I had a wonderful guest from crypto industry, crypto iGaming industry, I will call it like that. Mike Danshin. Mike, thank you for being here. And this was iGaming Accent brought to you by SBC Eurasia. And see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. And finally, regarding the SBC in Tbilisi, I've participated all 3 previous events, and for me, this is my favorite conference in CIS region. I really love the networking part, the after party, and especially some guests from the football industry. So the lineup is really great.
Yeah, see you, Mike, there. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you. Bye bye.